Hello and welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. That was I highlighted between Gombe United and Rivers United in some of those rescheduled games for Rivers United. As you know, March the 20th, the second half of the season kicked off over the weekend, and we had some fantastic games and results right there in all of the stadiums, and we looked at that in the morning show. But we had other stories lined up for your viewing pleasure this lovely evening. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Let's start with this particular story where we have Peseiro after the fantastic outing with Nigerian Super Eagles. Now he's getting offers, but finally, he has responded to one of the offers that has come his way. But he said he's going to take his time out to rest, and probably his agent is going to deal with that and probably see how it goes. For the Algerian FA, they are interested in Jose Peseiro. Technically, you know, after the Nations Cup in that final, his contract with the Super Eagles expired. And as it stands right now, Jose Peseiro is a free agent. He's a free coach to join any team. Probably if Nigeria wants to retain him, they can. And if they want to let him go, they can let him go. But for the Algerian FA, they are doing all they can. $90,000 a week has been proposed as in his part of his salary for him, and you know that is a whooping some amount of money that he's going to be collecting if he joins the Algerian, that is the Desert Forces of Algeria. $90,000 was going to be his salary. That is a whooping some amount of money for Jose Peseiro. Fantastic outing with the Super Eagles of Nigeria, getting to the final. Semi-final ticket was set for him, and definitely he surpassed that and took the Super Eagles of Nigeria to the final, where we lost to Cote d'Ivoire 2-1 in the final, and everybody is saying no. Who would have won that tournament? But you know, you can just watch these things on TV. You don't know what these guys go through while they were what they went through while they were on that pitch on that night at the Al Hassan Qatar Stadium in Cote d'Ivoire. But for Jose Peseiro, he said he wants to rest. Probably his agent is going to deal with that and see if the offer is a good one, he will go, or probably if Nigeria wants him to stay to continue with the Super Eagles. And let's not forget that the 2025 African Nations Cup qualifiers is coming up. The FIFA World Cup is coming up. The qualifiers is coming up also. So we have a lot in our hands. And if you change a coach at this point in time, don't you think he's going to maybe the plan he has for the team already is going to maybe disrupt that plan? But it's left for the NFF. Like they have said, the NFF came out to say the federal government has the final say on Jose Peseiro. But I don't want to buy into that, because you recommend the federal government just have to pay the money. So whatever it is, now his agent is going to finally look inward, look into that contract, look into that offer, and see if it's a good one for Jose Peseiro to go and join the Algerian Football Federation, where he will be coaching the Desert Forces of Algeria. All right, I don't know if Abba Michael is ready this evening to join us on the show. Abba Michael, welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV. It was a good one. Okay, when he's ready, he will be joining us. He will join up things on the show. For Jose Peseiro, well, in my opinion, I think he should be retained for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. That is my own opinion. Please, our viewers at home, don't come for me. It's my own opinion, because okay, we have Abba Michael joining us this evening on Sports Update. Abba Michael, quickly, welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV. We're looking at Jose Peseiro, where the Algerian FA has offered him very big money to join up so that he can coach the Desert Forces of Algeria.
Yes, I mean, if you were Jose Peseiro, they say who no like better team. I would definitely jump at the offer. Nigeria is paying $50,000. Algeria are ready to pay $90,000. Everybody is looking for a better welfare. So definitely he will want to oblige and accept that huge offer. After all, Algeria have been knocked out of the first round in the last two AFCONs, and they are really hasty just to get out of that slump and see themselves
Okay, and see themselves going back to where they used to be. They after they won it, they were knocked out in 2019 tournament. They won it in 2019. 2021 they were knocked out in group stage, and the last one in Cote d'Ivoire again they were knocked out from the group stage. So they are looking that Jose Peseiro might just be their savior, might just be the turning point for the team. If Michael is ready, we'll be joining us back. Let's leave that story quickly and go straight to 2025 AFCON. We know immediately, like they said, immediately after the conclusion of the 2023 African Cup of Nations, the qualifiers for the 2025 will also be going on. But just 2025, we are months away, let's just say 11 months away from the 2025 edition that will be happening in Morocco. But FIFA President Gerard Infantino has stepped in to propose new dates for the tournament. You know, we normally play the Nations Cup in January. We also know that the World Cup qualifier for 2026 will also be going on with other competitions in Europe, and then organize FIFA competitions also. So qualifiers also will be going on. Now for Gerard Infantino, he said a lot of modalities had to look into and see where when the Nations Cup will be suitable in 2025. He has proposed March, or probably move it from March. That is Gerard Infantino now saying we can play the Nations Cup in 2025 in the month of March, or we'll move it forward to mid 2025, that is between June and July, when the European tournament, or when Europe also is having their own tournament, that is the Nations League. So a lot of modalities we have to put in place, a lot of consultations, looking at when it will be suitable for Africa to hold one of its biggest football show. Peace. Okay, Abba Michael, welcome back. Quickly, just in one or two sentences about Peseiro, and then go straight to the next story where FIFA President has recommended new date for the 2025 AFCON. Hello. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Quickly.
Okay, yes, of course. The 2025 AFCON suggestion by the FIFA president, of course, the just concluded AFCON has showed how important the African community is, I mean, to European leagues. The viewership got to as much as 2 billion, which shows that the AFCON actually divided the attention of viewership towards the Euro leagues. So his suggestion that it should be played in March may just be an opportunity to is spot on, in the sense that the African continent's showpiece is truly one to behold, and it can really move mountains, such that the FIFA president has to show concern that it needed to be played in the month of March. So African football is gradually getting to its place of desire.
Yes, African football is gradually getting to its place of desire. Okay, let's leave that story and see. After a lot of consultation, we will now know when that competition will be holding in Morocco by 2025. Maybe probably they'll still leave it for January, or move it to March, or probably mid 2025. All right, let's go leave with that story now. Let's talk about women's football, probably a particular player, Nico Payne, who left PSG after just playing 6 games for PSG since he joined them. Now he has gone back to United States, where he left to join PSG in Europe. Now he has joined the Portland Thorns on loan from PSG. So she's actually a fantastic player. She played for the Super Falcons of Nigeria, beg your pardon, right there. The sister plies her trade. We have Tony Payne and Nico Payne. Both of them plays for the Super Falcons. The other sister is a midfielder. She's a defender, and they were right there. One of them didn't go to the World Cup in Australia, but one made it to Australia. There's New Zealand, Australia in the last Women's World Cup, but both of them are back to the fold of the Super Falcons. Fantastic one. Now she has gone back to United States, where she will be getting playing time. I think leaving United States for Europe before was a bad move. Michael, I don't know, quickly, you react to this.
Yes, I mean, she became surplus to requirements. It's always better you join a club where you will get playing time. I think the challenge has been that she was not getting enough playing time. Leaving PSG to America, as far as women football is concerned, it's not a bad idea because the United States have dominated the female football for some time. So, unlike in the men's side, for the women's side, I think she's spot on. I just hope she gets opportunity to play because that is what attracts the attention of the national team.
Okay, that is what attracts the attention of the national team. Congratulations. I would tell her congratulations for at least moving back to where she came from before the United States. Now with Portland Thorns in the United States Women Soccer League. All right, let's leave that place and stay in Europe probably. Let's start with Syria. There were games over the weekend. Our own Victor, African king of football, Victor Osimhen, was not in action for his team Napoli over the weekend where they played a 1-1 draw with Genoa. The fans didn't like Walter Mazzarri benching Osimhen in that game. But let's look at some of the results in the Serie A for match day 25. Bologna beat Lazio at home in Rome. 2-1 Empoli and Fiorentina played the 1-1 Dinese. 1 Cagliari 1. Frosinone lost at home to Roma 3-0. Monza led 2 goals from Monza, stunned AC Milan 4-2 in that game. Surprising one for Monza. Napoli and Genoa played the 1-1 at the Maradona Stadium. Hellas Verona and Juventus played the 2-2 draw. And Atlanta, a team of Ademola Lookman, beat Sassuolo 3-0 in match day 25 of the Italian Serie A. Let's quickly look at the table and see how teams are standing after match. Some of the match day 25 result in the Italian Serie A. Inter Milan still remain at the summit of the table with 63 points, having played less game. They have a game in hand. Juventus is second with 54 points. AC Milan third with 52 points. Atlanta is now fourth on the fourth position with 45 points. Bologna following with 45 points also. Goal difference separating them with between them and Atlanta. Roma is sixth with 41 points. Fiorentina seventh with 38 points. We have Lazio on the eighth position with 37 points. And Napoli continue their misery on the ninth position with 36 points. And Torino is on the 10th position with 36 points. Let's look at the flip side of the table quickly. We have Monza 11th, who stunned AC Milan in that game, 33 points. Genoa is 12th with 30 points. And we have Salernitana, who now has 13 points. Cagliari with 19 points. And Verona on the 18th position with 20 points. Now, Michael, quickly, for Victor Osimhen, he was not part of the action over the weekend. And the fans didn't find it funny for Walter Mazzarri leaving Osimhen on the bench.
Yes, I mean, who doesn't want Osimhen? When you hear Osimhen in the African continent, you will definitely want him in your lineup. But I think he needs to recuperate fully. I don't think he's fit at the moment. He still needs to give himself perhaps some time to recuperate fully. But my major concern was even Lazio. You now won your Champions League game, I think during the week, and then you now come to Serie A and then fail to perform. And then look at Juventus. They've been having series of draws. I think the last three games, they've not been able to cough out a win. If not, they would have easily been on top of the league. And then AC Milan capitulating to a Monza team. I mean, the big teams in the Serie A are really, really disappointing at the moment, to say the least. Perhaps they need to get their groove back because this is a Champions League, Europa League season, and it's getting hot. We're at the knockout phase. Every team needs to be in top gear.
Yes, everything needs to be in talk there. Let's leave the Italian Serie A also and go straight to the German Bundesliga. It's not looking good for Thomas Tuchel and his players at the Allianz Arena. But let's quickly look at the result in the German Bundesliga. Freiburg and Eintracht Frankfurt played a 3-3 draw. Bochum beat surprisingly Bayern Munich 3-2 in that game. Hidden 1846-1. Bayer Leverkusen continue to cruise at the top of the table. 8-point gaps right now. 2-1 against the FC Hidden, Menzo 5-1, Augsburg 0, Darmstadt 98-1, VfB Stuttgart 2, Hoffenheim 0, FC Union Berlin 1, and Wolfsburg and Borussia Dortmund played the 1-1. RB Leipzig beat Borussia Mönchengladbach 2-0. Let's look at the table. Let's just look at the first side of the table. we are concerned about Bayern Munich and Bayern Leverkusen as it stands right now. Now we have Bayern Leverkusen at the top of the table with 58 points, 8-point gaps, like I said, over Bayern Munich, who are second with 50 points. Stuttgart on the third position with 46 points. Borussia Dortmund fourth with 41 points. RB Leipzig on the fifth position with 40 points. We have Frankfurt on the sixth position, 33 points. Werder Bremen on the seventh position with 29 points. Freiburg is on the eighth position with 29 points. And we have Heidenheim, Hoffenheim, 10 and 9th position, both of them having 27 points. Michael is now looking that Bayer Leverkusen, who is going to leave this title with the waiting stands, and they had to equal Bayern Munich result in the German Bundesliga as a record, playing 32 games without defeat in any of them. For Xabi Alonso, fantastic job with Bayer Leverkusen.
Yes, I mean, it's as it stands, I want to believe that even Bayern Munich fans are tired of winning the Bundesliga. I mean, how many straight for the past 12, 13 years? It's high time another team wins. And I'm glad that Bayer Leverkusen, Xabi Alonso-led squad are doing it, holding Bayern by the jugular shot. We cannot wait to see Bayer Leverkusen clinch this title. We are tired of Bayern lifting this title. We are so happy with the outcome. And
okay, we lost Michael Davis back. He will be joining us. We are tired of the Bundesliga champions, that's Bayern Munich, continue to retain and winning that title. For Bayer Leverkusen, it's a good one. We have a Nigerian there too, Nathan and Victor Boniface, who missed the Nations Cup because of injury, and probably two Nigerians will be lifting the German title for the 2023-2024 league season. We still have a long way to go, but the way it's 8 points ahead of Bayern Munich, who is second, 58 and 50 points, and they've not lost any game. The game continues. The history, record-breaking Xabi Alonso continues to do well with Bayer Leverkusen with just some unknown players. But right now, they are the eyes of Europe. They've not lost any game in the league, in the cup games, and then probably in the European competition. They play in the Europa League, and they've not also lost any game in that competition. Congratulations to Xabi Alonso ahead of doing so well with Bayer Leverkusen. All right, let's leave the German Bundesliga and quickly look at a game in French Ligue 1 for PSG. They also did a fantastic job over the weekend. They got a win against Nantes. That is the team of Moses Simon. He was a handful in that game. Now, 2 against Nantes, like I said, PSG beating Nantes away. Lille for Loxley, they beat Le Havre 3-0. Brest won, Marseille 0. Reims and Lens played the 1-1. Rennes beat Clermont Foot 3-1. And we have Montpellier against Metz 3-0. We have Monaco 1, Toulouse 2. And then we have Strasbourg lost to Lorient at home 3-1. Let's quickly look at the table of the French Ligue 1. Let's look at the table. PSG remains at the summit of the table with 53 points. We have Brest on the second position with 40 points. We have Nice on the third position with 30 points. Loxley of France is fourth with 38 points. And we have Monaco on the fifth position with 38 points. We have Lens on the sixth position with 36 points. We have Rennes on the seventh position with 34 points. We have Reims on the eighth position with 31 points. We have Marseille on the ninth position with 30 points. And Strasbourg is on the 10th position with 25 points and -9 goal difference. Let's look at the flip side of the table quickly. We have Lyon on the 11th position with 25 points, who have found their way out of the bottom of the table. They are 11th, that's for Lyon. Le Havre is 12th with 24 points. We have Toulouse on the 13th position with 23 points. Montpellier is on the 14th position with 22 points. We have Lorient 15th position with 22 points. Nantes is on the 16th position with 22 points. And we have Metz on the 7th position with 17 points. And we have Clermont Foot on the 18th position with 16 points. Fantastic results in the French Ligue 1. And for PSG and Kylian Mbappe, it was a good one against Nantes. And for PSG, for Kylian Mbappe, he has told his team, the team and the players that he will be leaving at the end of this season. All right, let's quickly look at fixtures that will be coming up in the league. We have just 2 games in Europe tonight. We have just two games we have in English Premier League and then in the La Liga. Let's quickly have that fixture on the screen, and if Abba Michael is back, he can join us quickly to react to the fixture we have today. We have Crystal Palace who will be playing tonight in the English Premier League. For Roy Hodgson, it has not really been looking so good for him in the English Premier League, where fans want him out of that team. You know, they sacked Patrick Vieira and brought in Roy Hodgson, but at the end of the day, it's not the kind of result they desired at Selhurst Park. If we can have the fixtures on the screen quickly, let's just look at that and probably see the okay, we'll have Everton against Crystal Palace, and then the Italian Serie A. We have one game in the Italian Serie A, which is just two games in Europe tonight. And quickly before we go, let's look at the NBA All-Star game. The NBA All-Star game over the weekend for the West and the East Inter Conference there for All-Star. It was 211 to 186 for West. That's the West All-Stars, the Western Conference All-Star, and then the Eastern All-Stars game. It was a good one for the biggest franchise when it comes to the NBA. That is the basketball. And I don't know if Abba Michael is ready, because this is his area of specialty. This is one of the sports he loves so much. All right, if Abba Michael is not ready, we will just leave you with a highlight that is Gombe United and Rivers United in the Nigerian Premier Football League. I am Emmanuel Fashemi. Say thanks for watching.